What's up, family? Man, I bless each and every one of you. May God continue to guide you, keep you, comfort you, aid you in your growth and development, as well as the healing stage of your life. Family, man, we got to grow up emotionally. Man, I want to have a real heart-to-heart conversation with you guys today. And this is going to be rough. And a lot of people aren't going to like this. A lot of people don't want to have this type of conversation. A lot of people don't want to face reality like this. A lot of people want to keep their head buried in the sand and act like, man, they're a freaking victim. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? To each their own. Do what you do. You know what I mean? But if you followed me for a while, if you've been on this platform, man, you know we're about keeping it real here. We're about keeping it real here. And I'm going to say some stuff that you're not going to like. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it to tear you down. I'm not saying it to make you feel bad about yourself. I'm saying it so that you could grow up emotionally and take back control of your life. So you can learn how to raise your vibration and change the dynamics of your life. Sit back, buckle up. Here we go. So many of you have bought into the illusion of, man, I got to go to school and I got to get a good job and, man, I got to, get all these degrees and, man, okay, then I could go out here to corporate America and I could go in to the government and I could do da-da-da-da and all this other stuff. And, man, that's been the quote-unquote reality for a long time. You know what I mean? But it's never been real. Stay with me. Yeah, so many people, they're so fixated on, man, if you go to school and if you do all this stuff and get good grades and, man, you don't go out and party and you just focus on studying and getting good grades and getting these diplomas and graduating, you're going to be successful and you go out and get these great paying jobs and blah, 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 and all this other bullshit. And we believe that getting these degrees, we believe that getting these type of jobs made us successful. And the reality, that's not fucking success. We've got to grow the fuck up. You got all these people with all these master's degrees, all these doctorate degrees, and they still don't know who the fuck they are. You got all these people running around with all these degrees and all this other stupid shit. They had this title and they were director of da-da-da. They were supervisor of this. They were general manager of this or whatever the fucking case their fucking title was. Spent 10, 15, 20 years chasing these degrees, working in these companies. And now they find themselves on unemployment, just like everybody else. Now they find themselves struggling, just like the people that don't have those degrees, just like those people that they look down on, just like those people they thought they were better than. You thought you were better than other people because you had 5 master's degrees, because you went to this school, because you lived in this type of house, because you drove this type of car. You didn't think that you had to deal with no shit. You thought your life was perfect. You thought you had everything together. And now the reality is you got more people losing their cars now than they've ever have. We had well over 1 million people get laid off this year. And it's just fucking November. We have no fucking clue how many people are getting laid off. How many hundreds of thousands of people are getting laid off in November and December. But as of October, over 1 million people lost their fucking job. A lot of them were high-paying jobs. And now these same people trying to figure out who the fuck they are and why the fuck they're here. And trying to figure out, man, how am I going to make it? What am I going to do? This ain't fair. You got all these CEOs making $40 million bonuses and I'm getting laid off. I got a house payment. I got kids to take care of. I got a car payment. How am I going to be able to buy food? Man, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about that shit. They don't give a fuck about your struggle. The fuck you talking about? The rest of the world don't give a fuck about your struggle. What are you talking about? Nobody cares. Nobody cares you're losing your fucking house that you paid $500,000 for. Nobody cares that you're losing your fucking car that you're paying $1,500 a month for. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck that, man, you got all these fucking student loans. Nobody cares how you're going to raise your fucking kids now. We didn't tell you to go get those fucking student loans. We didn't tell you go work for that company or the government. We didn't tell you to go out and buy that fucking house. We didn't tell you to go out there and go buy that fucking car. Those are choices you made. Nobody told you, nobody forced you to hook up with that dude that you did. Nobody forced you to hook up with that woman. That's the decision you made on your fucking own. For whatever fucking reason. And now that they've dogged you out, now that they've abandoned you, now that they've rejected you, now that they've thrown your ass away, now you want to feel some type of way about it. Now you want to feel like a fucking victim. Now you want to get on social media and get all over the place and woe is me and life's not fair and da-da-da-da-da. Man, we don't give a fuck. We don't give a damn. That's choices you made. The question is, why the fuck did you make those choices? What was the motivating factor that pushed you down that fucking path? What was it that was pushing you to go to school all of those fucking years? What was it that was convincing you that that's something that you needed to do? That you needed to give up your fucking life. All of those fucking years studying, writing papers, memorizing useless shit to get a fucking diploma. What motivates you to do that? What convinced you to do that? What convinced you to spend all of those years chasing a fucking diploma? What convinced you to spend all those years working for that company? See, we don't like looking at the fucking truth because the truth hurts. We don't like looking at the truth because, man, we see us in the fucking truth. And what I mean by that is we see that, damn, it was my low self-esteem. It was my insecurities. It was the fact that I needed to feel validated. It was the fact that I needed to feel like I was worthy. I need to feel that, man, I was accepted. I'm going to get this and da-da-da-da, and I'm going to flex, and I'm going to get this, and I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to live over here, and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, that was all your fucking ego. And now you're losing it all. Or you've lost it all. You've invested all that time in that raggedy-ass tramp of a woman, and she abandoned you and ran after some other motherfucking dude. And you feeling all broken and disappointed and suicidal because you invested all this time and energy chasing somebody else. You've invested all this time investing in somebody else who didn't give a fuck. And now you want to play the fucking victim. You want to act like life is not fair and life has it out for you and whoop. No, motherfucker. Grow the fuck up emotionally and understand. Wait a minute. Time out. Why did I hook up with that person in the first place? What was it about me that made me feel like I needed that person in my life? What was it about me that made me want that person in my life? What was it about these degrees that made me feel like I was accomplished? What was it about these degrees that made me feel like, man, I was all that? I was successful. I would be accepted. People would see me as valuable. People would respect me because I had these titles, because I had these diplomas. Okay. You got all those titles, or you had those titles. You've lost them. But you still got all those diplomas. And you still feel unfucking worthy. You still feel like you ain't shit. And when you go down there and sign up for unemployment, them people that don't have those fucking diplomas, them people that don't have all those fucking degrees, those people that ain't invested all that money in fucking student loans, all that, you know what I mean? You got $200,000 of student loans you got to pay back. And now you got to go talk to these motherfuckers that ain't got no student loans. Now you got to go talk to these motherfuckers that didn't make 1/3 of the amount of money you made. And they're content in life. See how the dynamics change when the universe slaps the dog shit out of you? You thought you was all that because you had all those fucking diplomas. You thought you was all that because you made all that fucking money. And now you got people that don't make the kind of money you make. And they living good. They living very comfortable. They're not being kicked out of their place. Their car's not being fucking repossessed. They're able to walk into the grocery store and buy what the fuck they want. And you got all the fucking degrees. You had all the fucking titles. And you can't find a job. You can't find a minimum wage job. And you got 5 master's degrees. You've been unemployed for the last 6-7 months. And some of you have been unemployed for 2 years. And you still can't find any work. But you invested all that time chasing those fucking diplomas. You spent all that time working for this company and working your way up. What the fuck do you got to show for it now? And see, is that reality? That's slapping the dog shit out of a lot of you. And it's crushing your fucking ego. See, because you based your life on that superficial shit. You thought you were successful. You thought you were fucking accomplished. And life don't give a fuck about that shit. What life cares about is, Are you facing your fucking bullshit? Are you facing your fears and your insecurities? Are you facing your fucking trauma? Are you growing the fuck up emotionally? Are you raising your fucking frequency and vibration? It ain't about how much money you got. It ain't about how much money you had. Because you ain't got the shit no more. It ain't about the clothes you wear. It ain't about the fucking car you ride around in. It ain't about how many square feet your house is. You thought all that shit would make you happy. You thought all that shit made you feel accomplished. You thought all that shit made you successful. Ain't you sick and tired of the bullshit? Ain't you sick and tired of playing the fucking games? Ain't you sick and tired of wasting your fucking life? Ain't you sick and tired of chasing the bullshit? Ain't you sick and tired of buying into and believing the fucking lies? It's a hard pill to have to swallow. It's a hard pill because you bought the shit for a long ass fucking time. You thought your federal job would be here forever. You thought your degrees would keep you fucking employed. You thought your title protected you. And now you're down here on the streets just like everybody else. Now you're down here and there's people that's living a lot better off than you, and a lot of them didn't even go to fucking college. And they're better off in life than you. You lived high on the hog for a while. But now, reality is set in for you. And it's a miserable process. Because it's a humbling process. You realize that your degrees don't make you who you are. You realize your degrees don't mean shit. It is what it motherfucking is. And it's gonna be what it's gonna motherfucking be. You've got to grow the fuck up emotionally. So many women have had a good man. The guy may not have been perfect, but he was a good dude. And they thought they could do better. They ran their ass out into the fucking streets, thinking that they deserved better, thinking they could find better, thinking they could do better. And now they're alone. They're alone. They lost their job. They've lost their man. They've lost their family. And it's kicking them in their motherfucking ass. And it is what it motherfucking is. We've got to grow the fuck up, family. You gotta get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Man, hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to even challenge your way of thinking. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.